Hi guys, so you're my test case for seeing how this all is going to work on the web. But today I want to go over a little bit of the reflexology issues of the foot, how we guide ourselves through using the footballs with the reflexology concepts, so that maybe you can see a little bit better of what I was meaning when we do this in class. And then I'm going to teach a few sessions on the hip so that you can follow up with that. So let's go to the foot. So I've drawn on my foot, as you can see. It's a little dirty. So I have a line here across between the balls of the feet here and the arch. Okay, there's a line that goes right across underneath the balls of the feet. And this corresponds here on the body. So coming up here to the body corresponds to where the breast area, right underneath the breast area where you feel the ribs separate. And in fact, this little point in the center here on the foot relates to the solar plexus. So this center line here, above part here where the balls of the feet are, is all about the chest. And I marked this point in red here underneath the ball, underneath the pinky toe. The ball of the pinky toe here, that's the shoulder that we oftentimes focus on. So then I've drawn another line here that separates the heel from the arch. So you can see this black line here, this oval with these stripes across it here. That's my actual heel. And then from the top of the heel, drawing a line horizontally across the foot, that is what we call the lower back reflex. And many of you will remember that this spot here where the heel and the arch meet, that's where we put the foot wakers, the bumpy balls. These ones. When we start class usually. So this is the lower back line, and that corresponds here on the body to where the hip is below and the lower back is above, right here along where the lower back muscles attach. Okay, so back to the foot. So I have drawn a black line here, as I said, talking about my actual heel. So this is where we're going to focus today on the footballs, is that this is actually my heel, and this corresponds to the hip. So the outer side of the heel corresponds to the outer hip, and the inside line corresponds to the inside line of the hip, which would be, as you can see, this red line to this red line here, the sacrum and the tailbone, or the sacrum and the coccyx. That's that area in here. Okay, and then if I put my foot on the ground, I'm going to show you this triangular line here. So this is the top of my heel, and this here is the end of the long bone of the foot on the outside, the fifth tarsal here. And so this triangle here in reflexology represents the leg. So this would be the ankle, then this long line's the calf. So this is soft spot here between these bones. So the long line here is the calf, coming up to the knee, and then the long line here going to the bones of the feet here, not the heel, is the thigh. Okay, and then some people call this the hip. But really you can get much more out of the hip working on the heel. And this is really relevant because the calf muscles on the side, they come down here, go behind the ankle, and attach under the foot through this area. That's why when we work on this part of the foot, we can access so much of the leg, especially the outside line of the body. Okay, now going to the inside of the foot. So remember how I say that the inside of the foot is called the spine of the foot, and that shape corresponds to the spine of the body. And this is how it's broken up. From the knuckle of the big toe to where we tend to grow a bunion if you get one, so the outside here, the top of the long bones of the feet, this area here is the cervical spine, the neck. Then from there to the mid-arch is the upper back, or the thoracic back, all the vertebrae coming down to the mid-back there. So from the mid-back here, the top of the arch, to where we have this line going across from the hip, this is the lower back. And from the bottom here, or the top of the heel, to about mid-heel or maybe a little bit further down, is the sacrum and then the tailbone. These are the spinal reflexes of those areas. All right, so that's the basic idea. We're going to work with that in our foot exercises.